Just select and welcome back to class 11 economics. In today's session, we'll be dealing with the second part of unit 4, forms of market and price determination. In this second session, we are going to learn the third and fourth types of market. In the first part, we learned the first two part of market, that is perfect competition market and monopoly market. So in today's session, we are going to learn the third market, that is monopolistic competition, and the fourth market, which is oligopoly market. So first, let us start with the monopolistic competition market. And before going to the definition of the monopolistic competition, let us first go through the features of this market, and then we will come back to the definition of monopolistic market. First feature is large number of buyers and sellers. In this market, there are a mixture of both the properties of the perfect competition and the monopoly market. This first feature, it is similar as a perfect competition market, where there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers. But we have to keep in mind that these sellers are not a big firm. It is a small producer. So there are small number of large sellers in this market, and also there are a large number of buyers. So it means that each firm has a limited share of their product in the market. This is the first feature. And second feature is the product differentiation. This is a unique feature of the holistic market, as in this market, the product are different, which means that these are a close substitute of each other. For example, let us take an example of a toothpaste. In my right hand, I have Sensodyne, and here in my left hand, I have Himalayan toothpaste. These products are used for the same purpose, but it is different in terms of packaging and in terms of size, in terms of price, but it is used for the same purpose. So this is called as a close substitute. So in today's market, wherever we go, we will find a monopolistic competition market where the products are different, and also they have close substitute of each other, which means that they are used for the same purpose, but the products are not identical or similar in nature. For example, like toothpaste I've given, and also I have this moisturizer, where this is Neutrogena moisturizer, and this is Biotic moisturizer. These two are also different in terms of packaging, in terms of brand, and in terms of size, price, etc. So these two are used for the same purpose for our skin, but it is different in nature. So these two are close substitute of each other. We can either use this good or this product for our skin. So it is called as close substitute. So in this monopolistic market, we will find a product which are close substitute of each other, and it is not perfect substitute. And the third feature of a monopolistic market, it is selling cost. A selling cost means the expenditure which the producer incur on promoting their product. It is called as selling cost. The producer these days, they have to spend a lot in order to promote their product, and in order to attract more customers, they have to spend for the advertisement and publicity. For example, for a shampoo product, we see Anushka Sharma in Nivea promoting Nivea product, and also we see Alia Bhatt promoting Garnier product, and also we see Kareena Kapoor Khan promoting the Head and Shoulders shampoo. So the producers, they have to spend a huge lot amount on the promotion of their product in terms of advertisement, and also in terms of publicity or sponsorship. They often sponsor some event in either school or colleges, and then promote their product. So this is the selling cost. In this kind of market, they have to spend a lot for promoting their product, since the product are different, and also there are large number of sellers in this market. So they have to incur selling cost in monopolistic competition market. And next is non-price competition. Non-price competition, it is often when the producer, they come in contact with each other and they try to avoid price competition, and they indulge in non-price competition, which means that they keep their price at the same rate, and then they compete with each other in terms of advertisement, or in terms of publicity, or in terms of promoting their product in various ways. So that is called as non-price competition. And next is freedom of entry and exit. This feature we have already learned before. So this feature, it implies that the firms are free to enter in this kind of market, and also they are free to exit when they face loss. So in this freedom of entry and exit, when the firm feels that in this kind of market they will get profit in future, then they can enter, and when they face loss at the existing price, then they can leave this industry anytime. So this feature, it shows that there is a freedom to entry and exit. And the next is lack of perfect knowledge. This perfect knowledge, it was there in a perfect competition market where the product were homogeneous, where the product were identical in terms of size, shape, packaging, etc. But in the monopolistic type of market, since the product are different and also they are close substitute of each other, and there are large number of sellers selling differentiated product, it is very difficult for buyers to keep a knowledge of all the product that is available in the economy. For example, like it is very difficult for me to keep knowledge of 2 or 3 or 4 different shampoos. So just imagine that there are more than 5 or 6 brand of shampoos. So it is very difficult for the consumers to keep a knowledge of all the product that is available in the economy. So this property shows that there is a lack of perfect knowledge among the consumers, since the product are different and there are large number of sellers. And the next feature is lack of perfect mobility. This perfect mobility also we find it in perfect competition market where the product are homogeneous, but here there, since the product are differentiated and the producers, they produce their product in different ways, they use different ingredients, etc. So it is very difficult for the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, to move from one firm to another firm. And when it comes to demand curve of a perfect competition market, we find that in this kind of market, since there are differentiated products and also there are large number of sellers, if the producer, if one producer, in case if he tries to lower his price, then the other producer or the rival firm, they may also try to lower their price. So it is very difficult for them to lower the price, and in case if they want to rise or increase their price, then the other firm, then the rival firm may not increase their price. So it is very difficult for the seller or the producer to take a full control over the price of their product. So what happens is, here in this kind of market, the seller or the producer, they have a very partial or small control over their price. So what they can do is they can just decrease a little or small amount of their price. So here in this monopolistic market, we find downward slope demand curve because of the partial control over the price. So what happens is, the quantity demand, it increases when the price decreases, and the quantity demand decreases when the price increases. So according to the prices, the demand will change as there are close substitute of this kind of product. So if the price increase, then the buyers may shift to another product. So if the price decrease, then the more consumers may come to buy their product or demand their product. So in this market, the demand curve is downward slope demand curve. So now let's come back to the definition of the monopolistic competition. What is monopolistic competition? We can say like it is a kind of market where there are large number of buyers and sellers selling differentiated product. Since the very unique feature of this market is product differentiation, so we can just define it in terms of this feature. There are large number of buyers and sellers selling different products. So this is the definition of monopolistic market, and this market, it has both the features of perfect competition and monopoly market. And a last type of market is an oligopoly market. And let us go through the features of oligopoly market. And the first feature is small number of big firms. In this market, there are few sellers, but these sellers are a very big firms, like they have a significant share in the market. For example, like in India, we have only a few car producer like BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, Ford, etc. So there are only a few car producers in India. So these producers, what they do is they take a control over a huge market share in India. So in this market, there are a few big sellers, which means that there are only a few numbers of sellers, but these sellers, they are very big, or they have a large market size. And the second feature of oligopoly market is high degree of interdependence, which means that the price and output policy of one firm, it impacts or influences the price and output policy of the other firm. For example, if one firm tries to lower its price in order to increase its share, then what the rival firm may do is he also may try to lower the prices of the product, and then the demand may shift from one firm to the other firm. But if the firm, or if a producer tries to increase the price of its product in order to gain more profit, then the rival firm, they may not increase the price of their product. So what happens is, in this kind of market, the price of one firm, it influences the price and output of the other firm. So they keep on depending on each other regarding the prices and output. For example, like if suppose the BMW company or brand, they try to lower the prices of their product, then the Audi or the Ford company may also try to lower its product, lower the price of its product in order to gain more customers. So according to the action of the rival firm, the producer tried to change its price and output policy. So this is called as high degree of interdependence. And the next feature is formation of cartel. Cartel is a kind of agreement where the producer, in order to avoid a price competition, they try to form a group, or they try to form a cartel where the prices or the amount at which the producer produces are fixed in this kind of in this kind of organization, where the producers, they form a group and then they decide the prices of their product and the output. So here they often try to avoid price competition, and in this cartel, what happens is the leading firm, or the producer or the seller which are leading in the market, they become the price leader, and the price leader, they often try to fix the prices of the product, and then the members of that cartel, or the followers of the price leader, they keep the prices fixed by the price leader. So here formation of cartel is in order to avoid a price competition, and they form a group in order to decide on the prices and output of their firm. So a cartel is the formation of the agreement, as we learned earlier, and the best example for the formation of cartel is an OPEC, oil producing countries, where the OPEC in 1960, what they did is the 5 major countries, they come in contact with each other, and then they try to fix the price of their product and also the output which they are going to produce, and then they try to avoid price competition. So an OPEC is a best example for the formation of cartel. And the Next feature is entry barriers. Entry barriers is when there are barriers to entry and exit this kind of firm. So here there are no freedom to entry and exit, which means that the new firm, it is very difficult for the new firms to enter this kind of market, and it is often because of the patent right. Patent right, when the existing firm, they have the patent right, what happens is the new firm are not able to copy the features of the present product. So because of the patent right, the existing firm, they are not much worried about the entry of new firms. So there are barriers to entry in this kind of market, and the new firms are not able to enter and produce the similar kind of product. And the next feature is non-price competition. Non-price competition is where the producer they don't compete with each other in terms of price, but what they do is they fix the same amount of price for the product, and they do competition in terms of non-price, which means that they do competition in terms of advertisement and sponsorship or publicity. So for example, like Coke and Pepsi, what they does is they fix their prices of the product in a similar rate, which means that when the Coke increase the prices of its product, then the Pepsi also increase the price of its product and fix the price similar to the Coke company. So here in this non-price competition, Coke and Pepsi, they do non-price competition. They fixes the same amount of price, but they do compete in terms of sponsorship and advertisement. For example, like they may agree to spend for the maintenance of the school if the school promotes their product, and also they may do advertisement through the various celebrities as their brand ambassador. So in this non-price competition, the producer, they do not have price competition, and then they avoid this cutthroat competition in terms of price, and then indulge in terms of advertisement and publicity competition. And the next is the sixth property is not possible to determine demand curve. In the oligopoly market, it is very difficult to determine or to achieve demand curve, because here in this market we don't know the reaction or the quantity of or the quantity demanded by the consumers. Because for example, like since this kind of market, the sellers, they are very big sellers. When the prices of one firm, when the price of one firm tries to lower its price, then the demand may not increase, because what the rival firm does is also the rival firm also, they try to lower its price. So if I try to lower my price, the demand may not rise, because my rival firms, they try to lower their price, and then the demand may move from my firm to the other firm. So in this way, what happens is, according to the changes in prices of the rival firms, it is very difficult to determine or to estimate the quantity demanded by the consumers according to the changes that keeps on taking place between the rival firms. So in this kind of market, it is very difficult to achieve demand curve. So there is no demand curve under oligopoly market. And the last one under oligopoly market, which often comes for 4 marks, is the differentiation between collusive oligopoly and non-collusive oligopoly. There are 2 types of oligopoly market. First is collusive oligopoly, which is also called as cooperative oligopoly. In this market, in this kind of oligopoly market, what happens is the producer, they form a cartel, they form a group, or they make an agreement regarding the price and output policy of their product, and then they avoid the price competition or the cutthroat competition regarding the price. So they indulge in terms of advertisement and publicity. So here in the In the collusive oligopoly, there are no price competition. They form a group and then they fix their price and output, and then they compete through an advertisement and publicity. And whereas in non-collusive oligopoly, it is also called as non-cooperative market, where the producer, they do not indulge in the formation of cartel. What happens is they believe increasing their profit by increasing their prices, or due to the change in prices they would prefer to get profit. So what happens is in the non-collusive oligopoly, there are a cutthroat competition regarding their product in terms of price. So here they often indulge in price war, and they also may do an advertisement or publicity competition with their rival firm. So the first one is collusive oligopoly is the formation of cartel. They do form cartel and avoid price competition, whereas in non-collusive oligopoly, they do price war and they also have price competition. So these are the two types of oligopoly market. So let's come back to the definition of oligopoly market. What is oligopoly market? It is a kind of market where there are small number of big firms which have high degree of interdependence among the firms. So this is the definition of the oligopoly market, where we combine 2 or 3 features and then define the kind of market. So this oligopoly market, it has 6 features and then 2 types of oligopoly or an oligopoly market. And a very important question which comes under oligopoly market is what are the reasons for the emergence of oligopoly market, or why there are only few sellers in oligopoly market. This is because of 3 reasons. First is the government licensing, where it is very difficult to obtain license in order to enter this kind of market. And the second is the patent right, where it is very difficult to get patent right to produce such kind of similar goods in the market. And the third one is the scale of investment and selling cost, where it is very difficult for a new firm to afford such kind of selling cost, and also the scale of investment is very huge that the small sellers, they are not able to enter this kind of market. So because of these 3 reasons, that is government licensing, patent right, and then the scale of investment and selling cost, huge selling cost and large scale of investment, these 3 reasons leads to the emergence of oligopoly market, and because of which there are only few big sellers in this kind of market. Tini anzo tharingi jushi kha janglana tini anzo forms of market ki sumba da shiba di jangra thambo di sumba dekharlana tini di monopolistic competition chira. The monopolistic competition dikharlana chala khunzu ki chala this do yimba chikla pheju chik yimba chila chala ya this do chira back chipa chikya mai ba che ya this pheju chikpa do chipe chashna ni ki some gi ni ki pe di pe shaira Colgate some da chik ya har di Pepsodent some da Sensodyne da du sama pheju chik yimba chila ya ta di this manda do che khong ya kha ga che thowa ya kha ga do che ro dila ma chik ta de monopolistic competition thing san da ma chonga khore do ne ki chala chikta myobo hundred jitane ge ro de sama chikta de monopolistic competition do re changma physics imbajiran ta di dis kha kha ingyo do jura dila ma ta monopolistic competition lagre and di ge mix e khije kala product differentiation ro chala kha kha race ra chala kha kha yindu ani nganzu ge kha chola na khunju pa chu kha de price ke to ne ma ge da price ke to ne ma ge la de ani chiki price pa na shimba de ge price ma pare do da chiki price chana na shimba de khong ma cha do da de ge price war cha da teni the monopolistic competition da khije khalana ta khunju da khije ngaz khasan jang ra gar chik ta market thangbo da ni pa khuni ge khije tu sum do jik ma te ni no so the monopolistic competition da cha do ro and deep the monopolistic competition pla chala dam da pe mangbo yu tu and teni ta kra di consumer la and chala changma ge ko la chik ta khalo di hakwe pe khakpu chawri chala changma gi kola ani chikta chaya khabu chagi ori khunjuta hagoya khabu chagi ori la ro chezan dila ani zo de lack of perfect knowledge ra and dine the monopolistic competition pla chikhalana ani digi demand curve the ma the downward slope race ra chik the downward slope khajan relana ani khunju gi ta chala khati ma chong thograna khong ma chana ma chala ma chong thong maris khajana na chala this daudo de pe ma boy de thomla yiti ro ngarang gi chala par go na ni gi chala ma chong ye thona ngarang gi chala de khara khong de ma this cha re ra sheba ni gi chala ma chong thong mare cheza de la downward slope demand curve in the monopolistic competition ra dine the thama de forms of market thama de oligopoly market chagore dikhalana firm tis chimashi mewa chiglanya yinia firm tis yego dia khalana chongpa chimbo de re ra khunzu ki thom la bet kora koro khunzu ki ta chala chongye de re ra ta de la pesha shana ni ki da car ki company de samma ni pesha ra din samma khunzu ki ta anju chikta gyaga da warisna gyaga lumbo pe chimbo de la car chongye anju brand khashish mashi me ra and de la khunzu ki ta chigi khonggi ani sheba koran chigi dagi ta soda jora dagi firm ta rival firm la ra chikta de rival firm gi ani soda la ra khunzu ki soda chigi khongda an chala manglu tingi to di soda sheba gi khongda an chala la pe shuk chimbo kheba shu re la ra di pe shuk chimbo nyegen shigre la ra chigi khong chaga sna nya sheba di khong cha do chikra do chin ni ja gi khong cha re te na koran chu khesa ya rang mari ro an di gala khare koran zo ya demand ya bet koran ya khebar short chinero an digi an nya chi khong par ga chana ya shimba de khong ma par na ya khong ro demand sama ya shimba de sal ro chesan di bula ta de oligopoly market la de bula an firm khaje jik mashi mer de an di gala khunju sama pha chu ta chik ta dashu chimbu yo ro an di gala ani khunju ki high degree of interdependence pha chu yo shu chimbu ra le di yo res ro di bula ta mix ge khana na de bula formation ro cartel form chi ta de la cartel khaje form chi na ta di khan so ta de soda la depend ra chik ta soda khashi ki ta cartel form chi yo re soda khashi ki cartel form chi yo mare kisi ta cartel form chi wa re jana khunju kha jo na koran ta chala sangma ge khong chi pa sha che an chala manglu tem gi to di ya chi pa tyong go ro chala sangma ge khong chi pa ji gen sha na ta de consumer ra ri ra chik ta de chala ni ra ri chala sangma khong chi pa ri ta chala shin pa de khajin nyo ro ta de khajin nyo la na ani producer koran ti 그 경제티야스라 니게 자라데 디 야가 요레 가진 나나네 코란지다 캡타티야스라 직다 캡타티야다 아니 진다티야다라 데네 온디기 아니 코란지기 딜라만지기 다 카티 포메이션 오브 카텔 란라 에그리먼트 직스 콩 다자라 가제티에 임베켈라 아니 키시 코란지기 cartel form machu origina and bilang to color lana the non cohesive oligopoly la and the cartel form machina koranju gi price ram thone nganju khara de pha chu ma ge gi price ram thone nganju ge chala manga chu thapsi tang gi ngara ju customer ku gi la ro and bilang nganju non cohesive khonju cartel form chi gi o mar ro du chine ani digara chik the khara cartel digala chik the oligopoly bula ani khunju gi demand curve dia nganju ra pe khapur khajan na price ma cha du demand phar gi me de tembu khalar da tende chik ha gu yo mar ra ni gi price ma cha ni ngarang gi demand phar gi yo ba de la guarantee khang yo mar khajan na ni gi price cha ga chana nya ni gi rival firm dia price cha ra demand phar du yo den do nya ni rival firm ki price ma cha na nya ngarang gi price ma cha ro du chen nya demand chu le gi yo den de bula da demand da price da output un sang ma che tembu mi de ro an de bula da on demand curve there pick up your resnera chesa ani dharing ajo edition to chini the monopolistic competition da ani oligopoly market to chinda market sumpa da shiba di jangra. So in today's session we learned the third and fourth types of market, that is monopolistic market and then the oligopoly market. So with this we are done with the second part of the unit 4, forms of market and price determination. Next we will be learning the price determination, the third part of the unit 4. Thank you so much for watching.